My wife was admitted to a hospital 25 years ago, and I haven't seen them since. My pregnant wife was admitted to Gimli Hospital in 1999 for a routine induction, and I haven't seen them since. Here's what happened. We came in, Dr. Madden, checked my wife and assigned her to a room in the birthing ward. For a while, her labor progressed without problems. Then, it stalled. Something about her contractions being weak, and dilation stuck at 7 centimeters. Dr. Madden suggested increasing her Pitocin. When I asked what that was, he gave me a look and explained it was a hormone, the artificial form of oxytocin, to speed up contractions, to help women deliver more quickly. My wife was already receiving it. He just wanted to increase the dose. She didn't protest. To be fair, she'd been pretty out of it ever since the epidural. Before that, she had been screaming. Dr. Madden asked me if I wanted everything to go smoothly. Of course, I said yes. He punched something into the computer, monitoring my wife's vitals, playing the constant hypnotic swoosh-swoosh sound of our baby's heartbeat. And then he left. As he walked out, I heard him say to someone in the hallway to go down and extract more of the hormone. I thought I must have misheard. Why would they need to extract anything? It didn't make sense. So I pressed my ear to the door. I heard someone else, a nurse I assumed, say, "Depleted the current source. Do you want me to remove another tile?" I knew I hadn't heard that incorrectly, so, with one last glance at my wife, peaceful, beautiful, I stepped into the hallway myself. Dr. Madden immediately spotted me. "Mr. Crane, may I help you with something?" he asked as the person he'd been speaking to walked away. She didn't look like a nurse. I told him I was just stretching my legs, and as I turned to walk, I followed the disappearing woman. She was quick, but I managed to keep up. She stepped into an operating room. I hesitated, then followed. The room was empty. She crossed it and entered another room, then another, until she opened a set of dark doors leading to a stairwell that went down. The lights grew dimmer the further down she went, so I waited a moment before following. Immediately, I felt like I was in a place I didn't belong. The walls were no longer concrete, but rock, carved out like some underground cave. Lights became further apart, leaving long stretches of darkness. The tunnel itself seemed to sweat, liquid dripping down the walls, making everything slick. My shoes slid on the stairs. At last, I found myself in a large chamber, also carved from stone. Its floor was made up of black and white tiles, many of them removed. The woman was kneeling, using a crowbar to lift one of the tiles. The echo of her effort filled the room. Just as she managed to dislodge it, beneath the tile was a darkness, shifting, writhing, like reptilian skin. I called out to her. I woke up in a hospital bed, my head throbbing. Dr. Madden's smiling face hovered over me. "Mr. Crane," he said, "so glad to see you awake again. You took quite the fall." "Where's my wife?" I asked. "In the birthing room, of course. You haven't missed the big moment," he assured me. "She's doing very well, progressing splendidly after her new dosage of Pitocin." I tried to get up, but I was restrained. "For your protection," Dr. Madden explained. "You may be concussed, confused, or unstable." I demanded he release me. "Very well," he said, motioning to someone in the room I hadn't noticed. It was the same woman from the tunnel, carrying a syringe filled with the same black substance I'd seen beneath the tile. "No," I shouted. "Not that." "No need for hysteria," Dr. Madden said calmly. "We aren't giving you Pitocin." He undid the restraints and I bolted out of the room. I didn't know where I was anymore. The hospital looked different, unfamiliar. There were no signs, no directions. The walls started to fade, becoming transparent. Beyond them, I saw the stars. I couldn't breathe. My vision blurred. I was hyperventilating. Suddenly, I was in a wheelchair, rushed into an operating room, the same one I had passed earlier. There was no ceiling above me, only stars, embedded in the writhing skin of something I couldn't comprehend. I shut my eyes, but instead of darkness, I saw my wife's hospital room. I saw her giving birth, but her skin was darkening, thickening. She wasn't human anymore. And the baby was something else entirely. I jerked awake, barely dodging an 18-wheeler roaring past on the highway. I was crawling on the shoulder, covered in dust. Sutures ran down both sides of my face. I reached up. My head was shaved. Where was I? I looked around. There used to be a hospital here, Gimli Hospital. I stepped into the middle of the road, flagged down a car. I asked the driver what day it was. February 29th, 2024, they told me. 25 years. Gone. What about the hospital? I asked. There's no hospital here, they said. There never was. Later, I discovered the truth. My wife had died in a car accident in 1999. I had been in it too, but ever since I've been lost, talking endlessly about Gimli Hospital and other insanities. Except, weeks ago I found an online story about someone trapped in a hospital that only exists if you believe in it. Since then, I've been searching for more evidence. Maybe my wife is still there, still giving birth. Or maybe we were both abducted. I dream of driving with her beside me, and suddenly I turn the wheel, and the impact of the truck jerks me awake. And I'm following a woman down a hallway again, through operating rooms, to the place with the tiles and the darkness beneath. These photo descriptions match the eerie and suspenseful mood of the story, enhancing the atmosphere without being too graphic or disturbing.
And that's it for tonight's story. But don't worry, the darkness always has more tales to tell. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next chilling episode. I've got something really special planned for next time. And trust me, you won't want to face it alone. So, stay tuned. And until then, keep your lights on and your doors locked.